Ooh, I just got a text message that made me a little bit anxious. It's fine. Okay. So the point of this top 10 group is to facilitate leadership with you guys. I mean, you stepped up and you were the ones who said you wanted to be part of this top 10. And so that in itself shows leadership for you guys. But now we have to figure out how we take the ideas, the conversations, the brainstorming that we do in this group, and we take it to our teams, right? Because leadership doesn't work unless it's duplicated throughout, and duplication doesn't happen unless it's simple. So I just wanted to talk about something that's a way that's a really easy way to lead. Hey, can you get back up there and help Reagan finish breakfast, please? You guys are almost done. I wanted to talk about an easy way to lead right now, whether you have a large team, whether you have no team. What is because it's easy to get caught up in thinking you've got to do a page for your team, and you've got to do a group chat for your team, and you've got to post so many times in that group and that group chat. And oh shoot, hold on. Oh no, I did. Want to make sure I pressed record. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that you've got to post a certain number of times in those groups and group chats, and then you've spent too many minutes, maybe hours, thinking, how do I lead this team? How do I grow this team? How do I lead this team? And so I wanted to talk quickly this morning about an easy way to lead, whether you have no team members or whether you have a lot of team members. And sometimes I fall short of this, so this is just as much for me as it is for you guys. But a really easy thing to do is just to be an example and show your team what you're doing. Okay? So it's humming in the background. Can you guys still hear me over Hadley singing? Okay. Cool. Carry on then, Hadley. Carry on. So I wanted to I wanted to be an example to you, something that's easy to carry on to your team. So I want to give you an example of just how I've been working my business. Probably you guys know that I've been following John Eric Mosler pretty closely, and have been talking to him about making sure that I want to make sure that my Instagram specifically is right. It's easier for me to carry over from Instagram to Facebook. Instagram is my baby. It's what got me to presidential. So I've been working with him to make sure that my Instagram is exactly the way I want it to be able to continue building my business, even with the algorithm in place. And so if my Instagram page is good, then I know that my team can learn from it. So that's one way to be in it, that I'm trying to be an example. Yes. Thank you for asking. So let's talk about a good post that maybe you could be using. And then I just want to show you how I've been working my business, okay? This is like Instagram 101 speed style. What, babe? You what? I didn't can you take the spoon out to say it? I didn't hear what you said. I still didn't hear what you said. But we're doing a video with our team right now. National anthem. You're singing the national anthem. Oh, that's very good. That's really good. Okay. She's singing the national anthem. So my Instagram, listen, I'm not opening this up for our entire 600 plus distributor downline. Emily raised her hand. What do you need? Do you raise your hand on purpose?
I did, but whenever you're done, I just have questions that I want to ask about to follow up with your Instagram stuff.
Okay, cool. So let me just show you. I'm not going to open this up to our, like I said, 600 plus downline. But I will tell you that I turned my Instagram page into I put it on a business profile. Oh, she's all right. She's singing the national anthem. Be respectful. Tell Dad to put his hand over his heart. She's actually doing a pretty good job. Okay. It's public. You have to have a public profile to change it to business. And so that's what I did. I was really, really anxious about making my Instagram public. Just as anxious as I was when I went from public to private on Instagram, thinking it was totally going to wreck my business. It was going to be terrible. It's not. I do continue to block Instagram. I continue to block It Works distributors. Look, do you see? We have people that I'm trying to talk to. Okay, and you're kind of being loud. I love that you're singing the national anthem. I just love it if you could do it a little quieter. Like whisper. Okay. So I don't mind if you guys follow me because, like I said, I want to be an example to you, and then I would love for you guys to teach what you've learned to your teams. But I've had some shadiness on my page from people on my team, so I don't necessarily open it to everyone. And if I see you and I see that you're being shady, then I'll block you. But okay, so my Instagram, I'll just highlight over like kind of what it looks like, what my page looks like, okay? Hold on, I have to get the lighting right so you can actually see. Can you kind of see that? Do you see a single product? Or a single thing that says It Works on it? I do not. Also, I changed my handle because it was Rap with Jen. I took rap out of it. Now, it's not that I'm ashamed of It Works. It's not that I have anything against It Works, but I don't want to look like a salesperson. It Works is part of my life. I'm a mom first. Technically I'm a wife first. I'm a mom. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. And that's what I want. That's what I want. That's my life. This fits seamlessly into my life. And so what I've done, that's awesome. So I have some posts that are my favorite. Not necessarily they've gotten more interaction, just ones that are like closer to my heart. And I like that I have those because if what I post is not eliciting emotion from me, how do I expect my audience to connect emotionally with it? So I'm looking here at one of my favorite ones, and this is nothing. I mean, it's nothing to anyone else really until they read my story. This is the picture. It's a picture of me, and you probably can't see Hadley's veins through here, but when I look at this picture, I'm like, man, like those are some good veins. And so the caption says, yep, I'm a weirdo. Let me explain. Before I was a mom, before I was a wife, before God put it into our hearts for me to be a work-from-home mom, I was a nurse in the largest level 3 NICU in the state, and I loved it. So often I think even some of my ex-coworkers think that I hated my job because I talk about not wanting to clock in and out and not wanting to be under someone else's supervision and not wanting to have another boss. I really did love that job, you guys. It was what I thought I would do for the rest of my life. So I wanted to acknowledge that. I applied to one college, to one hospital, to one unit because I knew my entire life exactly what I wanted to do. And if I may, I was really good at it. Like the needle stick part of it is what I miss the most. I miss starting IVs because I was really good at it. So yes, I still check my daughter's veins because I know without a shadow of a doubt I could hit them every single time if I needed to. So what I've done here is I've talked about, number one, I've acknowledged that I no longer work at the hospital, that I did have a skill before that I was good at, but that I'm losing my train of thought. But I acknowledge that God put it in our hearts to be a work-from-home mom. Connecting with moms because I had a life before kids. You know, what was my identity before kids? It's just, I don't know. It was an emotional post for me to make. Now and it got a lot of interaction actually. Like 9 comments, 10 comments, 9 or 10 comments. Good. And so what it did, that was kind of a business post for me. It was kind of a lifestyle post for me, but it didn't say anything specifically about it works. It just showed that I work from home now. I used to work from the hospital, but it stirred up a lot of emotion in me. So that's one of the ones, just as I'm looking through here, that I like. But I go through, like, so what would I do for a product post? Actually, I made a product post on my Facebook yesterday that was a picture of a walk that I took in the cemetery, just talking about how, like, I get it. Being healthy is not all about the pills that you're going to take, the supplements that you're going to take, you know? Being healthy is about, like, putting some action behind your words. And so I took, like, a 2-mile-long walk in the cemetery, and that's what I posted a picture of. But I talked about the supplements that I use that fill in. But I talked about the supplements that I use in the middle, because we're still real life people, right? We still eat McDonald's. We still eat pizza. Like, I had Pizza King twice yesterday because it's that good. And so maybe some fat fighters are needed. Maybe I'm okay with it because I take my greens in between. But I hope that you can see by watching what I do that it's not all about, look at this product, look at this product, look at this product. It's integrating how I'm using it in my life. Now, I had someone, a teammate who's not on this Zoom, not in the top 10, who came to me the other day and she said, I really feel pretty boring. Like, I don't have kids. I don't go anywhere. And so my advice to her was, make your life less boring. Like, that's on you, right? I don't go anywhere a lot of times. Today, the only place I'm going to go outside of my morning walk is cheer practice. But I try to, number one, cluster up pictures when we do something. Maybe one day of the week we go to the park, or we go out to eat, or we have a really pretty day and we're playing in the yard, and maybe I take 35 pictures that day because I'm going to take 5 of them and edit them and make them really pretty. But I only went outside that one day. Okay, so that's something that you guys can do if you're feeling like, man, I don't really have anything to talk about. Use your time well, and cluster that up, okay, so that you don't feel boring. And go somewhere. Like, if you're not one that goes somewhere a lot, challenge yourself to get out and go somewhere, you know, do something a little different. So anyway, I am inviting you. You may follow my Instagram page if you don't already. I just am not advertising that on the team because I just don't want a ton of, like, It Works people on there. But yeah, follow, kind of see what I'm doing. And here, this is going to lead me into it. This month has been my highest enrollment in the last couple of months. And I was afraid the first week or so, like, hey, you're being kind of rude, okay? Do you want to go get a greens chip? Okay, use that chair over there and go get one. Just one. Just one. I don't need any right now, but you can get one. Just one for you. Okay. So what was I saying? This is my whistle. Okay. I was worried the last week of July and the first week of August with following this social media stuff and changing up the way I'm posting and really focusing on increasing my interaction rather than focusing on what kind of posts I'm making that have to do with It Works. And I thought, he did bring those over. Yes, you're right. It is water. I was really worried that, okay, Jen, you're getting too focused on how much people like you and not worrying about your actual business. But I will tell you that the more people like you on your social media, the more the posts that you really love are going to be seen. So I have found in the last week, now it took some patience and a lot of consistency, but I have found that it is paying off. My account is growing, and I've enrolled in the last week 5 or 6 loyal customers and 1 distributor. They're not numbers like I used to have last year, but I'm happy with them, and I'm excited that I'm continuing to grow. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to tell you how I enrolled those customers. First of all, when I am on Instagram, let me show you how I follow people now. So I followed this girl, and what happens when you follow someone is this little green arrow right here. Once you click following, there's that little green arrow. When you click on them, this will pop down, and it's going to show you more people like this person that I just followed. How that is helpful is, number one, if I've accidentally followed an It Works distributor, it's going to show It Works distributors under there, and I can be like, oh, I actually don't want to follow that person. I want to block them. Number two, if it's a mom or a cheer coach or someone that I have something in common with that this person has, what's going to do is it's going to pop up, and all these little faces are going to drop down, and then I can click on them, and I'm going to find this girl who I'm going to scroll through. She's not an It Works distributor. She likes tattoos and red lipstick. She likes animals. She likes getting her nails done. She's really cute. So I'm going to follow her. Now it's going to take me to another list of people here. And same thing. Like, this girl doesn't have a ton of followers. She doesn't have a ton of posts. So chances are she's not an It Works distributor. So I follow her. And I just keep doing that. I am doing a Zoom right now with our team. Now, once I have followed people, what I'm going to do is interact. Now, if I'm trying to do this quickly because I know we all have days to get to, but if you go to your news feed on Instagram, probably the first 20 pictures that you see are going to be people that you interacted with the previous day. Because when you interact with someone, Instagram says, oh, those are the people that are most important to you. We're going to put them on your newsfeed. Now, we as business owners want to be interacting with lots of people, not the same 20 people every day. Your dream team you want to be interacting with every day, but you also want to be growing that. So what I've been doing is I will go to my profile, and I'm not going to get into how to do Instagram stories. I'm just going to show you I do Instagram stories. This is Jocelyn. That's Robin. I think this is Carrie calling in from work. That's Samantha Miller, and that's Emily. We talked to Emily the other day. So I'm going to click on my story, and at the bottom of your story, there's a tiny little white number, and that's going to show you everyone who has viewed your story. Now, my understanding, don't quote me on this. The animals are getting restless. Okay. My understanding of the story when you're public is that your story, you know, the stories, Instagram stories show up at the top of your Instagram newsfeed. If my story will show up at the top of friends of friends who have viewed my story or liked my post, I think.
What's this?
That may not be true, but I noticed that there are people
No, what's this?
It's a sticky mess that we need to clean up, but Chris is going to be here in a little bit. There are people that are viewing my story that I've not ever reached out to, and so somehow my story is showing up to them. And I don't know how. I could be completely wrong about that. But I feel like, I mean, I know since I'm public, like anybody can click on my page and see my story. How they're finding me to do that anyway, I don't know. And so I was kind of thinking that like I would start showing up. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's forget that because that doesn't really make sense how that would happen. But the way I grow my newsfeed and interact with more people than who show up in my newsfeed is I'm going to my story and looking at who's looking at me. They may not be interacting with me, but I know they're watching. And that's what's really cool about Instagram stories is that you can finally see who's looking at your stuff, even if they're not interacting with us. And so I click on the names, as many as I can, to see, are you an It Works distributor? Do I want to be following you? Sometimes it's other MLMs, Beachbody or whatever. Yeah, they're all working with me. And if I'm not following them, then I'll follow them. Oh, and the first person that pops up is Jeree Kneller, so I'm going to unfollow, and I'm probably going to block. Put that back in your mouth. Your hands get sticky. So, but this to show me, and like, it'll show me who I want to follow if I'm having trouble figuring out who I want to follow. If I've recently followed them, then I can go and I'll like and comment on one of their pictures. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. The last thing, this is getting a little lengthier than I intended it to be. The last thing that I've done that's gotten me new leads is I've gone back to my old leads. Now, I just did, hey, would you like to give Reagan some pulse? They're right there on the table. Would you like to give her some? Please, that would be really helpful. You can have some too if you want. One thing that I did was it's really important to be a product of the product, okay? So in our group chat, I know you guys were talking about ordering some things that you hadn't tried before, like the toner and things like that. I think that's awesome because of this. We need to be documenting our own personal before and after results. Now, I don't post before and after pictures. I don't post my own before and after pictures. It's algorithm stuff, and I still, Reagan, wait. Natalie, I asked you to get some posts for Reagan, not get painting. Put it away. We're not painting right now. No. We're not painting right now. Put it away. Put it away. I still use my own before and after pictures, and here's how I do it. I just did a little experiment with defining gel, and I put it on one side of my butt and not the other for a week, and I documented my pictures. I'm not putting pictures of my butt on my social media, but I went back to all of my old leads, and this is the wording that I used. I said, we're gonna use Emily's name. I said, hey, I didn't even say hey. I said, Emily! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. How are you? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And sometimes I still get ignored, but I'm getting a lot better response of, hey, I'm good. How are you? Now I'm talking leads that I talked to like over a year ago, long time ago. And I then say to them, they say, I'm good, thanks, how are you? And I say, I am so good. I just finished, or I say, I'm so good, thanks for asking, because that's polite. And then I say, I just finished my defining gel results, and I'm not comfortable posting them on my personal page, but I'm dying to show someone. And they say, oh, okay, yeah, I want to see. And then I send them, and they're really good results. And then they say, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And then I say, I know, I'm so pumped. Now I need to even out the other side. And they're asking questions, like I've gotten questions like, how much is it? Oh, that's something that I could really use. Totally off subject, some of them are saying, that's so awesome, maybe I really do need to do this. Like one girl said, I didn't even get to the defining gel pictures. One girl said, I said, Nikki, hey, how are you? And she said, I'm good. Your financial freedom posts are really starting to speak to me. And so I said, that's awesome. But actually what I wanted to message you about today was I had these really awesome defining gel results and I have to show someone. So I'm introducing her to the product. Then we'll get back to the business because I want her to see that it actually works, because what's the number one question that we get asked? Does it really work? Okay. So I've been doing 5 to 10 follow-ups a day in that way. And what that's doing is it's generating new leads for me. Like it's turning old leads into new leads. So I feel like I'm rambling now. But I wanted to show you a little bit about how I'm working Instagram now, focusing more on building up my interaction while hinting at it works because it is a part of my life. Super interactive with other people, commenting, liking. Oh, excuse me. In the past, this is one tip. In the past, I think she needs some more. Can you give her some? In the past, we've taught go like 5 to 10 of their pictures. We're finding now that that's not really what's best, because all that's saying to them is, oh, you happen to jump to my page and scroll through my news feed really quickly, and like some of my posts, but you're not really taking the time daily to interact with me. And so, so yeah, I just like and comment on one of their pictures, and yeah. So I'll be trying to be an example and showing you how I do that as I go, because it's a learning process for me as well. Emily, you had questions about Instagram?
Yeah. One,
Okay.
how do you get that white space around your pictures?
Pick, tap, go. It's an app. I'll show you what it looks like.
But
Some people like white borders and some people don't. Oh, I didn't want to actually open it. I just wanted to show you. It is this yellow one in the bottom, this one right here. It's pick, tap, go.
Okay.
I edit them there, and then once I'm ready to post it, actually I need to make a post anyway, so if you can hang on just a second, I'll just do it. I want.
Yours just looks stunning. It looks so like aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, some people like the white borders and some people don't. Like, I've seen ones that don't have white borders that they're really pretty, but my life is not pretty. Like, I've got a pile of toys on the floor, and so I feel like in a square, the pile of toys is like too stimulating for my eyes. But if I have a white border around it, it lessens that a little bit. Like, I have this goal of making my pictures lighter and brighter with more space in them. Like, there's one picture that is one of my favorites. My carpet makes for a really good background when the natural light comes in, and Hadley was lying on her back watching cartoons, like just laying back like this, and the only thing you see is like it's a cool angle. She's laying on the floor watching cartoons. The floor around her is clean, and it just looks clean. Most of the rooms in my house do not look like that. Most of the pictures I take do not look like that. And so I use white borders, because if I could get every picture to look like that, and it would just look serene and put together. You ate all of them? I told you to share with her. You gave her like 2. Okay, well now she's getting stuck in her. So that's why I use white borders. I would play with it, but you're going to have to be consistent with it for a little bit to get the feel if you really like it or not.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Can you mix and match, or does it look silly?
I don't like it that way.
Okay.
Why? Oh, that's. I'm just trying to find a funny long quote to post.
Well, while you're looking, can I ask my other question?
Yes, please do.
So you are getting a lot of people adding you back, and having the business page isn't affecting you?
Yes, I am starting to get more of a following back.
I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm just not doing it enough.
When you follow someone, are you following private accounts or public accounts?
Both.
Okay, when I follow a public account, I immediately like and comment on whatever the last picture was that they posted.
Oh, just you do the last one. I usually pick one.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't think it matters. But okay. I like, you're so sticky now. I normally do the last one, but I don't know that really matters. And so then they normally follow back after that. Sometimes, here we go. Sometimes when I follow someone, they don't know that because in the past I didn't do that. I didn't like or comment on any of their stuff until they followed me back. And so I'm following some people that don't even know I'm following them. So I will go and I'm finding a lot of those people who are looking at my story, that I have followed them, but I've not necessarily interacted with them. So as I'm interacting with more people, then they're coming back to follow me more.
Yeah, I like that Insta story. If following those people, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I was going to show you how I use PicTapGo. Okay, I'm going to save this. All right. And then, okay, so I'm opening PicTapGo. You pick your picture, and in the upper right-hand corner, you click Edit. This is just a quote picture because that's what I do in the morning. Click Go, and then to get the white border, come on. Okay, so there are 4 Instagram options at the top. It says Instagram, Instagram square crop, Instagram square full, Instagram square float. The float one on the far right, by my thumb, on the far right over here is how you get the border all the way around. So I do that, and then go to Instagram. Then you can type in your caption. But yeah, I like the white borders for myself. Anybody else have anything? I'll let you guys go. And I'm going to stop the recording.